Hello students, in our previous lecture, we had covered a topic of torque acting on a current loop, and we had came across a formula which was torque is equal to mb sine theta, correct? Now this capital M was nothing but magnetic moment, clear? Now in your textbook, this letter has been changed. Okay, this capital M is denoted by mu. So the letter has changed, the symbol has changed, rest all things are same. This will be termed as magnetic moment, and magnetic moment formula we had already seen. It was NIA. Am I correct? N was the number of turns, which again can be denoted by capital N. Okay, I is the current, A is the area. Got this? Next, we are going to study about the topic of moving coil galvanometer. Obviously, we had already covered it, but in that also the terms are being changed as per the new syllabus of the textbook. Okay, we had studied the formula deflecting torque was equal to NIAB. Correct? So this small n is denoted by capital N. Then we had seen restoring torque was denoted by K theta. Am I correct or not? So this restoring torque was actually directly proportional to the angle of deflection. So in your textbook, this angle of deflection is denoted by phi, and this K was twist constant. Now this also can be called as torsional constant. This also can be called as torsional constant. So right now I am just telling you some extra information as per the new syllabus. Now we know that deflecting torque and restoring torque are going to be same. So we can equate this to, so capital NIAB is equal to K phi. So from this you can find the value of current, or if you want to find the deflection, then phi will be written as NIAB divided by K. Got this? So this is just to tell you an idea about new syllabus terms. Rest all things we have already covered in our previous lecture. Okay. Let's move on to a short topic about potential energy. First of all, we will understand the potential energy of electric dipole. This was already studied in your chapter electrostatics. Okay, in electrostatics, potential energy we had denoted by U, and the formula that we had derived was P dot E. Okay, in vector form, if I write, I have to give arrows. It is dot product. Okay, now try to understand what are these terms. P was nothing but electric dipole moment. Okay, and capital E was nothing but electric field intensity. Let me write it. This was electric dipole moment, and this is nothing but electric field intensity. Okay, now the question arises, in magnetic potential energy of a magnetic dipole, what would be the changes? The changes would be minor, just electric would become analogous to magnetic. So magnetic potential energy U, instead of P, electric dipole moment, we will be having a topic called as magnetic dipole moment, and which we have already denoted by mu. Agreed? Here electric field intensity, correct? This is analogous to magnetic induction. So instead of E, here I will be having B. So this is the change that you will observe. Okay. Now this derivation you can easily find in your electrostatics chapter. We had a negative sign also over here. So same way here also we will have a negative sign. So I'm just relating this. Okay. Now we are going to proceed for minimum value of potential energy as well as maximum value of potential energy. So first of all, if I want to remove this dot product, what should I write? Mu b dot product means I have to write cos theta. Now if I put value of theta as equal to 90 degree, then you know cos 90 is 0. So potential energy will therefore become equal to 0. So this becomes the minimum value of potential energy. But this, now if I substitute the value of theta as 180 degree, so cos 180, I hope you know it is equal to minus 1. Okay, so when you substitute minus 1 over here, you will get plus mu b. So therefore, u will become plus mu b. So you are getting some values. Okay, this will be called as maximum potential energy. Got this? This all things we had studied in this part also. Here also we can do the same thing. Pe cos theta. If theta value is 90 degree, potential energy becomes 0. If theta value is 180 degree, potential energy will become maximum, which will be equal to plus P capital E. So that is a short topic about potential energy of a magnetic dipole. Okay. Let's move on to the next topic, which is Biot-Savart's law. Very important topic, very important law. In this law, we are going to study about finding the magnitude of magnetic induction. Okay, please pay attention, quite important, because this law we are going to use number of times in deriving various formulas of magnetic induction. So let's understand this. This is an arbitrarily shaped wire. Okay, and here this is a point P, which is, let's say, at some distance R. Okay, now we know that when current flows through this wire, जब current flow होगा wire से, इसके around magnetic field generate होगा. That is what is magnetic effect of electric current. So समझ लो इसमें से current flow हो रहा है, capital I. This is the current flowing. अब ये पूरे रीजन में मैग्नेटिक फील्ड जनरेट हो रहा है एंड हमको कैपिटल P पॉइंट पर मैग्नेटिक इंडक्शन फाइंड करना है, मैग्नेटिक फील्ड का वैल्यू फाइंड करना है. सो हाउ वी कैन फाइंड? वो मैग्नेटिक फील्ड किस पे डिपेंड करेगा? विल इट डिपेंड ऑन डिस्टेंस? यस, इट विल डिपेंड ऑन डिस्टेंस, बिकॉज अगर ये पॉइंट इधर होता, काफी दूर चला जाएगा, सो उधर डेफिनेटली मैग्नेटिक फील्ड का वैल्यू डिक्रीज हो जाएगा. सो डेफिनेटली डिस्टेंस पे डिपेंड करता है, आर पे डिपेंड करेगा. Does it depend on current? Yes, it depends on current also. Agreed or not? Because if current is more, double current flow हो रहा है, तो क्या होगा? ये एरिया में मैग्नेटिक फील्ड भी इंक्रीज हो जाएगा. Correct or not? Does it depend on length of the wire? That we don't know whether it depend on length of the wire, but that is what we are going to study in Biot-Savart's law. Okay, this scientist told that magnetic induction will depend on what all factors? किस पे depend करेगा? And that is what is its law. Now the statement of this law is not given in your textbook, so I am telling you the statement. Please note it carefully. The statement states that the magnitude of magnetic induction at a point due to small element. Okay, try to understand this. Magnetic induction का magnitude find करना है at a point ड्यू टू अ स्मॉल एलिमेंट. अब ये स्मॉल एलिमेंट का कॉन्सेप्ट हम सीख चुके हैं. एकदम बड़ा वायर है तो उसमें से एक छोटा सा एलिमेंट, छोटा सा लेंथ वायर का कंसीडर करो. समझ लो इधर है वो स्मॉल एलिमेंट dl. Okay, so I'll repeat this. The magnitude of magnetic induction at the point due to small element carrying current, okay, is directly proportional to the current. अब इसका मीनिंग समझो. So magnitude of magnetic induction, that is dB. Okay, small element है तो magnetic induction भी small amount ही मिलेगा. It is directly proportional to current. Secondly, it is directly proportional to length of that small element. So dB is directly proportional to dl also. It is directly proportional to sine of the angle between the element and the line joining the center of the element to the point. ये repeat करता हूं मैं. This dB is directly proportional to the sine of the angle. अब ये angle किसके बीच में? Angle between element and the line joining. एक line draw करना है from the center of the element till that point. तो इधर एक angle बनेगा ऐसा. Theta. So sine theta से directly proportional, and it is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the element and the point. So from this I can write it is inversely proportional to square of the distance, which I have denoted by r. So this is a lengthy law, and उसको simplified form में ये proportionality से समझो. Okay, so I'll tell this law again. Please listen carefully. It is stating that the magnitude of magnetic induction at the point due to small element carrying current is directly proportional to the magnitude of current, directly proportional to the length of small element, directly proportional to sine of the angle between the element and the line joining center of the element to the point, and inversely proportional to square of the distance between the element and the point. ये हुआ बायट-सेवर्ट्स लॉ. अब ये सब कुछ को मैं एक इक्वेशन में कंबाइन कर सकता हूं. आई कैन राइट दिस एज dB directly proportional to I hope you understood. Directly proportional जो था वो मैंने न्यूमरेटर में लिख दिया, इनवर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल जो था वो डिनोमिनेटर में लिख दिया. नाउ यू नो वन थिंग, प्रोपोर्शनल का साइन हटाया तो कांस्टेंट डालना पड़ेगा. So dB is equal to, that constant will be denoted by mu naught 4 pi I dl sin theta upon r square. Now you might say mu naught आ गया. Wow, this is magnetic moment. No, this is not magnetic moment. Mu naught is different, and this is called as permeability of vacuum. Okay, mu naught is called as permeability of vacuum, that is free space. Okay, now this is quite similar, I would say analogous to electrostatics, in which we had epsilon naught. If you remember Coulomb's law, correct? Coulomb's law में epsilon naught था. So epsilon naught was called as permittivity of free space, correct? Similarly here it is called as permeability of free space. I'll just tell you in short, permittivity क्या था उसमें, कि कोई मीडियम इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड को कितना परमिट करता है, कितना अलाउ करता है. सिमिलरली इधर भी वैसा ही है. कोई मीडियम जैसे म्यू नॉट है तो ऑब्वियसली स्पेस की बात हो रही है, वैक्यूम. मैग्नेटिक फील्ड को कितना अलाउ करता है, कितना परमिट करता है, उसका ये मेजरमेंट है म्यू नॉट. बट दिस, सो म्यू नॉट अपॉन 4 पाई, इट इज अ कांस्टेंट, सो एक फिक्स वैल्यू होगा. दैट फिक्स वैल्यू इज 10 रेज़ टू -7, एंड इसका यूनिट आता है Weber per ampere meter. Weber per ampere meter. So this is what is your Biot-Savart's law. In this one last part is remaining to write this in vector form. So vector form में लिखने के लिए what I am going to do, I am going to multiply here with r as well as here with r. Okay. Now you know current is a scalar quantity. So इसको हम वेक्टर नहीं ले सकते. We are going to consider dl and r as a vector. Okay, sin theta आया मतलब समझ जाओ, डॉट प्रोडक्ट आएगा या क्रॉस प्रोडक्ट, ऑब्वियसली क्रॉस प्रोडक्ट. सो अगर इसको वेक्टर फॉर्म में लिखना है, देन इट विल बी रिटन एज dB, ओके, इज इक्वल टू mu naught 4 pi I. This will be written in cross product, so I'll write as dl cross r divided by r cube. Okay, r square into r is the r cube. So this is something which is in vector form. Got an idea? Now, after studying this, obviously you must be thinking where it is used, how it is used. So we are going to study one next part where I'll be using this practically, okay, to derive a formula. And at that time, definitely you will understand the importance of this Biot-Savart's law. Okay. So let's move on to the एप्लीकेशन पार्ट जहां पर हम बायट सेवर्ट्स लॉ को यूज करके मैग्नेटिक इंडक्शन का फॉर्मूला फाइंड करेंगे. सो दिस इज अ सर्कुलर कॉइल व्हिच इज कैरिंग अ करंट. लेट्स से ये करंट एंटी क्लॉकवाइज डायरेक्शन में है. ओके, and we want to find magnetic induction at the center. See, I have written it, magnetic induction at the center of circular coil. Okay, I can tell you this will be the last answer that we will get. But ये last answer आएगा कैसे? By applying Biot-Savart's law. Okay, so Biot-Savart's law apply करना है तो क्या करना है? First of all, ये जो coil है, okay, उसको small element में divide करना पड़ेगा. Okay, so let us consider one small element over here. DL. ओके, एक छोटा सा एलिमेंट है. लेट मी टेल यू, ऐसे बहुत सारे एलिमेंट्स रहेंगे. सारे एलिमेंट्स को जब आप ज्वाइन करोगे तब जाके आपको पूरा एक सर्कुलर लूप मिल जाएगा. अंडरस्टूड दिस? सेकंड थिंग इज वी नीड द डिस्टेंस फ्रॉम द पॉइंट वेयर वी वांट टू फाइंड मैग्नीट्यूड ऑफ मैग्नेटिक इंडक्शन टिल द स्मॉल एलिमेंट. आई रिपीट, हमको डिस्टेंस चाहिए जहां पर मैग्नेटिक इंडक्शन फाइंड करना है, उधर से लेकर एलिमेंट तक. तो इधर मैग्नेटिक इंडक्शन फाइंड करना है एंड ये एलिमेंट है, तो ये डिस्टेंस हमको चाहिए. सो दिस डिस्टेंस इज वेरी वेल अंडरस्टूड. रेडियस होगा, इजी. देन हमको एंगल भी चाहिए यहाँ पर. अब एंगल किसके बीच में था? इट वाज द एंगल बिटवीन सेंटर ऑफ द एलिमेंट, करेक्ट, टू द पॉइंट वेयर वी वांट टू फाइंड मैग्नीट्यूड ऑफ मैग्नेटिक इंडक्शन. सो ये रहा एंगल. Am I correct? So obviously easily दिख रहा है, it is equal to 90 degree. So whatever we need for applying Biot-Savart's law we have. So let's apply this. ये आ गया फॉर्मूला. अब इसमें sin theta, that is sin 90, will be equal to 1. I hope you understand. Current we have dl, we have sin 90 will be equal to 1 and r square. Okay, so my next step will be dv is equal to mu naught 4 pi I dl upon r square. The reason being sin theta is 1. Clear? Now try to understand. हमको तो एक छोटे से एलिमेंट का मैग्नेटिक इंडक्शन मिल रहा है, ये पॉइंट है. बट हमको छोटे से एलिमेंट का नहीं फाइंड करना, हमको पूरे लूप का फाइंड करना है. ओके, सो व्हेन वी फाइंड फॉर होल लूप, हमको ऐसे बहुत सारे एलिमेंट्स का फाइंड करना पड़ेगा. सो अल्टीमेटली सारे एलिमेंट्स का एक साथ फाइंड करना है एंड सारे एलिमेंट्स का एक साथ फाइंड करना है. सो डेफिनेटली वी हैव टू ऐड देम अप, करेक्ट और नॉट? एंड एडिंग आ गया मतलब समझ जाओ इंटीग्रेशन, समिंग अप. ओके, सो अगर मुझे कैपिटल B फाइंड करने का है, okay, then I should definitely do integration of this all dv. Okay, now you can understand integration. dv के बदले ये लिख सकते हैं. So I will write mu naught 4 pi I dl upon r square. अब इसमें इंटीग्रेशन किसका पॉसिबल है? dl का पॉसिबल है, बिकॉज वही सब ज्वाइन हो सकते हैं, करेक्ट? सो आई विल राइट माय नेक्स्ट स्टेप mu naught 4 pi I upon r square integral of dl. Now try to think, अगर ये सारे dl को मैंने ज्वाइन कर दिया तो ऑब्वियसली मुझे सर्कुलर लूप मिल जाएगा. That is the circumference. Okay, so length of this circle will be equal to circumference. So in short, integration of dl का आंसर क्या आने वाला है? 2 pi r. So I will write my next step as mu naught upon 4 pi into I upon r square into 2 pi r. Now let's see what all things can get cancelled. Pi cancel हो गया, एक हाथ r का टर्म cancel हो गया, 2 ones are 2 twos are. So now if you observe, your last step is capital B is equal to mu naught, then we have I, and then we have 2r. I hope it matches. But this, so this is how Biot-Savart's law is applied in finding the magnitude of magnetic induction at the center of the coin. ठीक है, ऐसे अप्लाई करते हैं. Now one last thing, अब यहाँ पर तो एक ही टर्न कंसीडर किया है कॉइन का. अब समझ लो ऐसे मैंने एक नहीं 100 टर्न्स है, 1000 टर्न्स आई हैव कंसीडर. सो टर्न्स आएगा तो n आएगा. सो हियर वी विल सब्स्टिट्यूट कैपिटल N फॉर नंबर ऑफ टर्न्स. सिमिलरली इधर भी आ जाएगा कैपिटल N फॉर नंबर ऑफ टर्न्स. दैट इज द माइनर चेंज. I hope Biot-Savart's law is very well understood with the help of this application part. Okay.